Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you all once again to this episode. And as we've previously seen, we've seen an المضمرة بعد أو بعد all the letters that we've seen previously. And so in the same vein, we are going to take an المضمرة بعد حتى. And it's the same concept that these things also, when the present tense verb comes after them, the present tense verb takes fatha. And they are trying to tell us that per a particular school of thought, the present tense verb is not taking the fatha because of these article that we can see obviously or apparently. But then it is a particular an that is causing the present tense verb to take the fatha, and this an is hidden. Okay, at times you can fix it there, and when you have the option of fixing it there, then it is said to be jawazan an al-mudmara ba'da hatta or ba'da aw or ba'da kaza jawazan, when you have the option of fixing it or not fixing it. But when you definitely have to hide it, you can't bring it out. You can't bring the an out. Then you to say an al-mudmara ba'da hatta wujuban. It is a must for it to be mudmar. It has to be hidden. Okay, so we've seen cases before, and then we've explained whether it is hidden because it can't show or it can show. And in this case, we take another one, which is hatta. Basically, when you are learning nawasib, when you are beginning studies and you are being taught nawasib al-fi'l al-mudari, you are taught those articles that cause the present tense verb to be mansub. You will be taught that this is how it comes. It says an, lan, kay, hatta, lam ta'lil. They will teach you these 5 as the nawasib. That is out of book, or sometimes even some basic books list it like that. An, lan, kay, hatta, lam ta'lil. And we've seen al-mudmara ba'da lam ta'lil. So here we are told that lam ta'lil is not directly the nasib. And then al-mudmara ba'da kay, after kay or li kay, we are told that these are not the original nawasib, but then there is a particular an that comes after them, which is the nasib. Okay, same way we've seen aw, we've seen lamul juhud, and all those have been explained. Okay, now when you see it, we are told that the original nawasib are what? An, lan, idhan. This is what we are told per this school of thought. So these 3 are supposed to be the original nawasib, and every other one you see, if it is not these 3, then it is not causing the nasb by itself. The accusative vowel, the fatha, is not coming because of it, but then a particular one of the original nawasib, an, lan, or idhan, but they are not there. Okay, now let's look at hatta. Very small, short topic. So here we have nasb al-fi'l al-mudari ba'da nasb al-fi'l al-mudari bi an al-mudmara ba'da hatta. So hatta also, when it comes in present tense verb comes after it, the present tense verb takes fatha. So let's see the examples. He says لا يمدح الولد حتى ينال رضا والديه. لا يمدح madaha, to praise. So if he says لا يمدح الولد, a boy is not praised حتى ينال رضا والديه, unless when he attains the pleasure of his parents. والديه are his 2 parents, the father and mother. So a boy is not praised, or the child is not praised until he attains the pleasure of his parents. That is when he pleases them. So this hatta here, and then we can see the accusative case here, the fatha. We have سألزم الفراش سألزم, if you say ألزم الشيء, I will stick by it or I will stay with it. So سألزم الفراشة, الفراشة هنا بمعنى سرير, bed. I will stick to my bed or I will stick to the bed حتى يتم شفائي, until I regain my health or my healing is complete. حتى يتم, يتم from تم, to be complete. Okay, so I'll stay in bed till my healing is complete. ألزم, let's take this expression, ألزم الفراشة. سوف ألزم هذا الصديق, I'll stick to this particular friend of mine. سوف ألزم كتبي, I'll stick to my books. سوف ألزم الدروس, I'll stick to the lessons. سوف ألزم كذا, ألزم, to stick to something. We say لزمه, هذا الرجل لزم صديقه هذا, this man sticked to this friend of his. Okay, that is, he kept with him always. Okay, and then he says لا تأكل حتى تجوع, do not eat unless you are hungry, or do not eat until you are hungry. تجوع من جاء يجوع, to be hungry. لا تدخل حتى يؤذن لك, do not enter until you are permitted to. يؤذن لك, you are permitted to. لا تدخل البيوت حتى يؤذن لكم, do not enter people's houses until you are permitted to. Okay, so we have our hatta, and then the nasb here, and then the nasb here. We have our hatta again, and then yatimma, so taju'a, yu'udhana. So we can see here, if we are to go by the simplistic school of thought, which when you look at the sharh of Ajrumiyya by Ibn Uthaymin, he prefers the simple school. So he feels that when you have any differences in grammar, look at the simpler one and go with it. Don't complicate yourself. That is what he goes with. Some also feel like, no, let's spend that energy, let's exert that effort and try to find a deeper reason, not the apparent. So it's about choices. Somebody will say it is the hatta that is causing the nasb, and he's free. He's not wrong. Can't be totally wrong. Okay, but it's about levels of understanding. So here we can say that this hatta do not really, it's not the one causing the nasb, but then there is a particular an here, and here, and here, and here, which are not showing, and that is the real reason for this nasb. Okay, let's look at what he says in the explanation. Nothing new, nothing much. البحث says تأمل الأفعال المضارعة, تأمل الأفعال المضارعة ينال, ponder over these verbs, يتم, تجوع, يؤذن, في الأمثلة السابقة, in the previous examples. تجد كلا منها مسبوقا بكلمة, you find each of these present tense verbs preceded with the word حتى. وانظر أواخرها تجدها, look at its endings, تجدها, you find it, the endings of the verbs, you find it فتحة 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 فتحة, so they are all منصوبة. So he says here تجدها منصوبة من غير أن تكون هناك أدوات نصب ظاهرة, without there being an apparent tool of nasb, without there being an apparent article of nasb. So what is causing the nasb? وإذن لا بد أن يكون هناك ناصب محذوف بعد حتى. So since that is the case, definitely there should be a particular article that is causing the nasb, which is hidden. ولا بد أن يكون هذا الناصب هو أن, and definitely this nasib should be an, دون غيره, and none other than it. من نواصب المضارع, and none other than it among the articles that causes mudari, among the factors that causes fail mudari to be mansub. So it should definitely be an and not the other articles, which are izan and then lan. Okay. لما تقدم في الموضوعين السابقين, based on, so if you see something like this, لما تقدم, if you see an expression like this, okay, he gives you a reason. He says لا بد, I go back, I read from back, ولا بد أن يكون هذا الناصب هو أن. The nasib must definitely be an, دون غيره, not any other than it, من نواصب المضارع, among the factors that causes present tense verb to be mansub. And then he says what? لما تقدم لما تقدم في الموضوعين السابقين. Now what is he saying? Lima here is based on what has preceded in the two previous topics that we've had. What is he trying to tell us? When you are reading a book and he says that, let's say you are reading any religious book and he says that نوافل بعد القيام بالنوافل بعد صلاة الفجر جائز. Then he says maybe praying nawafil after Salat al-Fajr is permitted, jaiz. Then he says لما تقدم من الأحاديث, lima, based on the ahadith that he has mentioned before. So I'm just trying to let you understand the lima تقدم في نظرا lima, looking at, considering the previous lessons that we've taken, the understanding therefrom, we get to know that it is an, that when you fix there, it will fit somehow. So let's say you say لا يمدح الولد إلا أن ينال رضا والديه. A boy is not praised except when he attains the pleasure of his parents. He does what pleases them. So إلا أن, something like that. سألزم الفراشة إلى أن يتم شفائي, till when my healing is complete. إلى أن, the an that we are talking about. So just the same thing as we've done with the previous topics. And then he says here ولما كانت أن لا تظهر أبدا قبل المضارع المسبوق بحتى كان إضمارها واجبا. This is what I was talking about. And because the an can never appear after the hatta, when you fix it after the hatta, it breaks, it doesn't really fit. You need to take out the hatta at all and try to make up the sentence with different letters. And so because the an cannot come in the sentence, what do we say? لا تظهر أبدا قبل المضارع المسبوق بحتى. The mudari that is preceded by hatta, the an does never appears. In that case we say كان إضمارها واجبا. Its being hidden is compulsory, not jawazan. Jawazan is when the an can still show up in the sentence and the sentence will read okay. But in this case it can't show up in the sentence, so we say إضمار أن في هذه الجمل واجب. Okay. القاعدة, the ruling. ينصب المضارع بأن مضمرة وجوبا بعد حتى. This is the ruling. Now it will be good if you be able to be memorizing the rulings. Amazing. You realize that you have a lot of grammar fixed up in your head. Basics is a simple sentence here. ينصب المضارع بأن مضمرة وجوبا بعد حتى. Now فعل مضارع that comes after an, that comes after حتى. فعل مضارع when it comes after the article حتى is made mansub not by the hatta but by a particular an which is compulsorily hidden. An mudmaratan wujuban, which is compulsorily hidden, inshallah. So with this qaida, inshallah, we end our lesson here and then we take the other ones. I think there are a few, and then we take them. Ba'da fa is sababiyya also is there, which I think is a bit wider than this. So inshallah we take that also after this, and then we keep moving forward, inshallah, gradually. We wouldn't the most important is the understanding. When you learn something like this, you try to practice it. When you are reading, you see something like that and it doesn't really go in tandem with what you've learned here, you try to ask questions. What is happening? You've seen a particular hatta in a sentence somewhere. You are reading and the mudari that came after it didn't come mansub. You question yourself, what is happening here? You try to find reasons. If you are not, you ask questions. Let's see how best we can help each other. The understanding is very important, not the pile up, inshallah. So till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.